and we're acting out of conscious thought and strength
Yeah.
as opposed to
Well, we don't know what
unconsciously held
wounds,
beliefs that don't serve us.
I'm sorry, healthy leads that don't serve us.
Yeah, as opposed to acting out of and thinking out of an unhealthy thought process
It
based
doesn't.
on beliefs that we had nothing to do with
Right.
it, right?
Well, it's usually a wounded belief or a wounded parent, like you talked about, somebody who's dealing with poverty or however that person's processing through what's going on. And then they
Mhm.
share with the kids, and then the kids repeat it. But bottom line, receptivity is the fifth law. And
Mhm.
what I wanted to do was go back to the number one law of value because, you know, I've been doing this weight management program. We do physical, mental, and financial health for almost 23 years. And we are all pioneers. The people on this call that are part of our community were pioneers as far as helping people get healthy. There only used to be a couple things back in the old days, like coaching. Coaching has also become a bit of a commodity. But how would you share with our crew to stand out? Like, how do we stand out in a world of everybody's doing what we're doing now?
Yeah, yeah, and it is true, and it does get commoditized, and the challenge with that is if even though as far as every person on your team and every person in the company knows that your product, service, the coaching, everything is better than everyone else's, the prospective client doesn't know that yet. And if they don't know that, they just don't know it. And until and unless a prospective client can distinguish between any two or more companies, coaches, what have you, it's always going to come down to who has the lowest price. And unless your last name is Walmart, right, or Amazon.com, trying to make low price your unique selling proposition is not a good way to do business. It's not productive, it's not profitable, and it's not sustainable. Okay. So see, when you sell on low price, you're a commodity. When you sell on high value, you're a resource. So the question becomes, well, how do I do that? How do I become that real? How do I distinguish myself? Because first, understand they're buying you before they're buying the company and the products, right? They're buying you, right? And so, how do I become that person? How do I become that? How do I separate? How do I distinguish myself? Well, the short answer is you become that additional value. Now, the question, well, how? Good news is there are dozens, if not hundreds of ways to communicate that additional value. Now they tend to come down to five what we call elements of value. And those five elements of value are excellence, consistency, attention, empathy, and appreciation. And to the degree that you're able to communicate one or more, hopefully all five of those elements of value at every touch point. And that is from the moment you meet that person, whether it's an inbound inquiry, whether it's outbound, whether you've met that person locally somewhere, um, from the moment you meet that person through the follow-up, follow-through, relationship building process, the sales conversation, through referrals, your goal is to make every experience something special. And all five of those, excellence, consistency, attention, empathy, and appreciation, come down to how you make that person feel about themselves at every single touch
Wow. Yes. And how you make someone feel about themselves is a reflection about how you feel about yourself. So
point.
the work that needs to start for most people is with themselves. That's why we also invited a lot of our clients and friends and family to come and participate in this, because personal growth and doing this basic work with the go-giver, understanding these laws, I really love the empathy, excellence, consistency, attention, and appreciation. And frame that for me one more time.